Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How's everyone doing? I hope you're all doing well. So, as you can tell from today's title, I've got a story time for you about how I was stalked by my neighbour, and no, I'm not lying. I wish I was. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, make sure to hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below and like this video, share it with all your friends and families. Get watching. This was a bit of a crazy experience of mine of living alone, so I thought I'd share it with you guys, but I don't want to make the intro too long, so let's get stuck in the video. So this all began in June. I broke my leg on the 2nd of June, and on the 17th of June I got my cast changed. No, that is a lie. 17th of July I got my cast changed. So I was coming home from Barnet Hospital, grabbed myself a McDonald's, come upstairs, started eating my McDonald's. Someone knocked on my door. I'm not the type of person to answer the door if I don't know who it is. I've looked through the peephole and it was a middle-aged man, quite short. He was really tan, dark features, blue eyes, and I was like, I'm sure I recognise this man. So I opened the door slowly. Like, his instant reaction comment was, oh my god, how's your leg, how are you doing and stuff. I literally looked at him like, oh, how do you know? And he was like, oh, like I've seen you around in the block. And he claimed that he spoke to me one time before. And I was just like, okay, like, he's just being friendly. And then he went on to explain that he lived with his brother down the corridor from me right at the end. He said he had only been in this country a few months, which I could originally tell from his accent. He was kind of explaining to me how he didn't have friends, etc. Slightly hinting for us to be friends. Bear in mind, this man is over the age of 30. I'm 18, my mum's like 30 something. That's just a bit weird. So he kept talking and I just wanted to eat my food really. Like, I was just like, alright, like, you've introduced yourself, whatever. And he basically kind of said that we should have a tea or coffee one time, like at mine or his. And I was just like, yeah, ha ha ha, yeah, ha ha ha. I was kind of creeped out, not gonna lie. But I was like, I'm just gonna go, like, I'm busy right now. Realistically, I just wanted to eat my food. Anyways, that happened and I must have not seen him for about a week or two. One night, me and my friends were coming out of my flat. My friends were walking ahead of me. I don't know, I think I was texting them on my phone and I felt a tap on my shoulder. I was turned around and it was this man. First I kind of forgot and then I was like, oh, like, it's you. And he was like, oh, like, have you forgot me? I was like, no, haha. Like, I was just felt very awkward and uncomfortable, and if he didn't notice that, then like, he was just like, oh, like, how you been and stuff, like, just trying to make conversation with me. And I was just like, friends, friends. And anyways, walked off, didn't say bye or anything to him, and he kind of noticed that I was trying to avoid him. Since that day, I've never seen that man again.
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
So, end of July, start of September, I kept hearing knocking on my door, but I didn't think a lot of it. It usually used to be quite like late night. Every time I would look, there was no one there. So I was like, oh, I must be hearing things. But the light turns on in the hallway by a sensor, so I was just like... One time, I had this like old bag, and it was a designer bag, and Armani ripped up, battered anyways, kind of. So I was just like, oh, someone must have dropped their bag, and I've picked it up and put it inside. These flats used to be offices before, so there's a reception bit downstairs, so I just put it there on the side. Later on, I met my friend. We walked in, the bag was still there, and we come upstairs, we was just chilling. Must have been like half an hour later, and we received a knock on the door. I looked through the peephole. It was a middle-aged man, tan, dark features, and instantly I thought it was the same man. I was like, oh my god, like please answer the door, I feel really uncomfortable. So my friend answered the door. She looked down to the floor, and this man, he had ripped the plants from the reception bit, brought it upstairs alongside the battered bag that me and my friend both have seen now downstairs in the reception. And she just started laughing, like she was trying to talk to this man but laughing, and I was a bit confused because I couldn't really see. And she just kind of turned around and was like why have you brought this here and why are you knocking on her door? And he had said that he had found it down my corridor and suspected it to be mine. And my friend was like, well no it wasn't, because I just personally see that downstairs. And he kind of like didn't know what to say, was all like hesitant and stuff. Anyways, and my friend was like, these are not hers, like can you not bring stuff to her door, it's weird. And he was just like, oh like no sorry, oh like no sorry, being very like empathetic or sympathetic, one of them. Anyways, he's left, but we was quite worried now, like she needed to go downstairs, go home. She felt that uncomfortable that she couldn't walk downstairs, and I didn't want to walk downstairs with her because I had to come up by myself again. So at the time I was seeing this boy and I rang him, told him the situation. I said, can you come and just walk my friend down? And he was like, yeah, sure. He come up and he was like, actually, I'm going to go speak to this man himself. So he took the bag and stem to this man's door. His brother obviously showed me before where he lives. He went to this man's door and was like, why have you bring this to her door? And he was just kind of acting clueless. And this boy turned around and was like, can you not knock on her door anymore? Like she's getting freaked out. If that got left as that, we didn't hear nothing from him from about 2 weeks, didn't bump into him in the corridor or anything. And like I said, I was seeing this boy and he was around my house. It was like 12 in the afternoon, 11ish in the morning. We heard a knock on the door and instantly, I don't know why, but I thought it was this man. So I told this boy to go answer the door, and funny or not, it was. Can we refer to this boy as Gerald, just make it easier? So Gerald went and opened the door and looked down to see a mango, and he kind of didn't know what to say, didn't know what to do, and he was like, what's this about? And he was like, oh, like I found it down the corridor and I thought it was yours. Once again, Gerald was like, out of all people, why would it just be just hers, and why would she drop a mango? Like it was just weird. And this boy was like saying to him, this is weird behaviour, it needs to stop, this isn't hers, like go away. And he was like, oh, like I'm sorry, very apologetic. And he left. And
weeks later,
so one morning I was walking out my door and I saw a note on the floor. So I've picked it up, walked back inside to read it. I've opened it up and it said something along the lines of, I really like you, I want to suck your feet, write your number down and I'll call you. I'll insert the note right here so you guys can see that I'm not lying. Obviously I didn't know that it was personally this man that wrote the note. It could have been anyone else in the block, so I couldn't just pinpoint it on him. And I was just like, right, okay, this is weird. But what am I going to say? I'm not going to go to the police with a note. I'm just going to look stupid. Like, they have nothing to pinpoint on no one. So I was just like, right, okay, cool. Someone's just being weird. One time I was going downstairs to meet my friend and she was on the phone to me. And as I walked out, this guy literally walked past my door and he started walking really slow, obviously to wait for me at the lift. And I was like, oh my god, like please stay on the phone, I feel like he's waiting for me. And she was just going, no, like no, don't worry. He got in the lift. I've gone to the lift, gone downstairs to only find that he was sitting in the reception just staring at me, and he was like, hi, and I literally looked at him, I was like, hi, and walked off. I have a maintenance guy that takes care of this, like flats, blocks, and he's my next door neighbour. I bumped into him one time and he goes, have you been receiving notes at your door? And I was like, I have, why? And he was like, we see them. And I was like, we see them? Like, I only got one. And he was like, oh no, like there was two. And I was like, well, I only got the one about sucking feet. And he was like, oh, like, ask my missus, she knows what the other note said. The one night, it was around 11. This was like 3 weeks ago, let's say. I was in the shower and my shower's right there and my front door's right there. I live by myself, I walk around however I want and stuff. I had my bathroom door wide open and I'm sure I heard someone knock on the door, and obviously a light turns on by sensor and I could see light underneath the door. And by the time I had got out the shower, this person had disappeared. And I was like, do you know what? This has happened a couple of times now, it's getting weird. So I'm going to stand here and see if they possibly come back. Waited about 5 minutes, I'd say, and nothing happened. So I was like, right, cool. As I was literally about to step back in the shower, my buzzer rang. So I've picked the buzzer up and I didn't speak because I was like, I want to know who this person is. And I'm sorry if this is going to cringe you out, but I'm going to do the voice he done. He then goes, hey, I really like you. And bear in mind, I was butt naked in a towel. I was like, this is getting really strange now. This is really creepy. It's not fair. I can report you. And as soon as I said that, he ended the buzzer. I had a deep feeling that it was this guy at the end of the corridor. I'm going to wait and see if he comes up to the door. Surely he's going to bed. It's late at night. I've waited in the corridor for a good 2-3 minutes, nothing. And then, as I was about to step back into the shower, I see the light come on. I was like, oh my God, this is him. My heart was racing. I was still butt naked in a towel. As soon as I heard the door, I opened my door. And I walked out and I was like, it's you. I was like, you're the one that keeps sending me notes. You just buzzed my buzzer. And this man, I'm telling you, literally looked at me like, what are you talking about? Acted so clueless. He was laughing as well, like a little evil laugh. Like, this is really weird, you're harassing me, disgusting, you keep leaving me notes, I don't want to speak to you and stuff like this. I've quickly walked back in and I was so scared. I didn't know what to do. Like, I've never experienced something like this. I quickly called the neighbour. So they've quickly come to my flat and I told the maintenance guy and his girlfriend what happened. The maintenance guy was like, this is weird. I'm going to knock on his door. He's got a wife. I was shocked. I thought he had a girlfriend. Like, I had seen this lady with him before, but I didn't know. Turns out he has a wife, kids, and his wife was pregnant. And his wife come out, funnily enough. And his wife just started on one. We don't know where you live, this, that, the other. I was like, well, funny that because your husband has knocked on my door, on my actual door, spoke to me face to face, spoke to my friends face to face, I'm sure he knows where I live, hon. This man had nothing to say. He basically kind of was saying to the maintenance guy he had gone to put his bins down, etc. Anyways, it got a bit heated and I was like, fuck this shit. I received a call off my neighbour saying we've got the CCTV. And of course, him being the maintenance guy, he can watch the CCTV. And that I was actually correct. And it was this gentleman. He had gone, took his bins down, started acting really shady around the bins, went back into the block, started acting really shady down the corridor areas, and then went to proceed to go to my buzzer. And they caught him at the buzzer at the time that I told them it happened. And my neighbours was like, I think it's best that you do call the police because I am a young girl and you never know what goes through a person's mind. So I went and spoke to the police and it got, I wouldn't say sorted by the police, I can't lie. Their police are shit, I'm sorry. To this man, all they done was give him a phone call that told him to stay away from me, which at the moment has worked. I haven't seen him in the last 2-3 weeks, but that is my story time about how I got stalked, harassed, whatever you want to call it, by my neighbour. It would really mean a lot to me if you can like, comment and subscribe and share this to all your social media platforms. Help a girl out. My next week's video should be a little bit more spicy for you guys, so make sure you're tuned in for next week. But until then, see you later, guys.